काय नमः। ओम धूमकेतवे नमः। ओम गणाध्यक्षाय नमः। ओम फालचंद्राय नमः। ओम गजाननाय नमः। ओम वक्ततुंडाय नमः। ओम शूर्पकर्णाय नमः। ओम हेरंभाय नमः। ओम स्कंदपूर्वजाय नमः। ओम श्री सिद्धिविनायक स्वामिने नमः। I think we have enough time to do Dakshinamurti Stotram, so let's do that first. Om Maun Vyakhya Prakritita Parabrahmattatvam Yuvanam Vashishtante Rasadvisakane Avrita Brahmanishtai Acharyendram Kalakarita Chinmudramananda Rupam Swatma Ramam Muditavadnam Dakshinamurtimide Vatavitapi Samipe Bhumi Bhage Nishannam Sakalamuni Jananam Jnanadataramaara Tribhuvana Gurumisham Dakshinamurtim Devam Janana Marana Dukkha Cheda Daksham Namami Chitram Vatataror Mule Vriddha Shishya Guru Yuva Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyat Chinna Samshaya Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Jaye Vadaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Sochwaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Vishwam Darpanadishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyanatmani Mayaya Bahiribodh Bhutam Yatha Nidraya Yat Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Swatmanamevatvayam Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivānkuro jagadidam prang nirvikalpam punaha maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitrya chitri kritam maya viva vichrambhayatyapi maha yogi vayasvechaya tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Yasyaiva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asatkalparthakam Bhasate Sakshat Tattvamasiti Veda Vachasa Yo Bodhayatyashrita Yat Sakshat Karanat Bhavenna Punaravrittir Bhavam Nidau Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Nana Chidragatoddarasthita Mahadipa Bharpaswaram Jnanam Yasya Tu Chakshuradikaran Dvara Bahispandate Janamiti Tameva Bhantamanubhatye Tatsamastim Jagate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Deham Pranamapindriyanapi Chalam Buddhim cha Shunyam Viduhu Stri Balanda Jadopamastvahamiti Bhranta Bhrisham Vadinaha Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpitamaha Vyamoha Samharine Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Rahugrasta Divankarendu Sadisho Maya Samachadinat Sanmatra Karanopasamharanato Yo Bhut Sushuptaf Puman Pragaswapsamiti Prabodha Samaye Ekvatya Vigyayate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Balyadishu api jagradadishu tata sarvasvavasthasvapi vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamityantaspurantam sada svatmanam prakatikaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Vishvam pashyati karyakaranataya swaswami sambandhataha shishyacharya tathaiva putratyatmana bhedataha swapne jagrati vaya esha purusho maya paribhramitaha tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Bhurambhamsya nalo nilo ambar maharnartho himamshuv puman ityabhati characharatmakamitam yasyaiva murtyashtakam nanyat kinchana vidyate vimarshatam yasmat parasmat vibhoho tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Sarvatvamiti spruti kritamidam yasminamushmin stave tenasya shravanat tadathamananat dhyanat cha sankirtana sarvatvami vibhuti sahitam syadishwaratvam swataha siddhe tat punarashtadha parinatam Chaishwaryam avyahatam. Okay. So let's do this. This is the last time. We will do it where you follow my enunciation of the 108 names of Dakshinamurti, and after this we will do it together. So this is, hopefully you will now get it. And if you need to practice, there is something that has been already stored on the website. You can listen to it. Okay. Om Spatikarajatta Varnam Mauktakim Akshamalam Amrita Kalasha Vidyam Jnanamudram Karagre Tadata Muraka Kaksham Chandrachudam Trinetram Vidrita Bhivida Bhusham Dakshinamurtimide. So you can just repeat after me. We'll do that 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Mahyam Medham Pragyam Prayachya Swaha. Mahyam Medham Pragyam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Mahyam Medham Pragyam Prayachya Swaha. Mahyam Medham Pragyam Prayachya Swaha. And this time we'll do the whole line together. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Mahyam Medham Pragyam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Mahyam Medham Pragyam Prayachya Swaha. Okay. Om Omkara Simha Sarvendraya Namaha. Om Omkara Om Omkaro ओंकारोद्यानकोकिलाय नमः। ओंकारोद्यानकोकिलाय नमः। ओम ओंकारनीलशुकराजे नमः। ओंकारनीलशुकराजे ओम ओंकारारण्यकुंजराय नमः। ओम ओंकारारण्यकुंजराय नमः। ओम नगराजसुताजानये नमः। नगराजसुताजानये नमः। ओम नगराजनिजालयाय नमः। ओम नवमाणिक्यमालाढ्याय नमः। नवमाणिक्यमालाढ्याय ओम नवचंद्रशिखामणये नमः। ओम नंदिताशेषमौनीन्द्राय नमः। ओम नंदीशादिमदेशिकाय नमः। नंदीशादिमदेशिकाय ओम मोहानलसुधासाराय नमः। ओम मोहाम्बुजसुधाकराय नमः। मोहाम्बुजसुधाकराय ओम मोहांधकारतरणये नमः। मोहांधकारतरणये ओम मोहोत्पलनभौमनये नमः। मोहोत्पलनभौमनये ओम भक्तज्ञानाब्धिशीतांशवे नमः। भक्तज्ञानाब्धिशीतांशवे ओम भक्ताज्ञानतृणालयाय नमः। भक्ताज्ञानतृणालयाय ओम भक्ताम्बोजसहस्रांशवे नमः। भक्ताम्बोजसहस्रांशवे ओम भक्तकेकिघनाघनाय नमः। भक्तकेकिघनाघनाय ओम भक्तकैरवराक्केन्दवे नमः। भक्तकैरवराक्केन्दवे ओम भक्तकोकिदिवाकराय नमः। ओम गजाननादिसम्पूज्याय नमः। ओम गजचर्मोज्ज्वलाकृतये नमः। ओम गंगाधवलदिव्यांगाय नमः। गंगाधवलदिव्यांगाय ओम गंगापङ्किलसज्जटाय नमः। पङ्किलसज्जटाय ओम गगनाम्बरसंवीताय नमः। ओम गगनामुक्तमूर्धजाय नमः। गगनामुक्तमूर्धजाय ओम वदनाब्जजिताब्जश्रिये नमः। ओम वदनाब्जजिताब्जश्रिये ओम वदनाब्जजिताब्जश्रिये नमः। ओम वदनाब्जजिताब्जश्रिये ओम वदनेन्दुस्फुरिद्दिशाय नमः। वदनेन्दुस्फुरिद्दिशाय ओम वरदानैकनिपुणाय नमः। ओम वरवीणोज्ज्वलत्कराय नमः। ओम वनवाससमुल्लासाय नमः। ओम वनवीरैकलोलुपाय नमः। वनवीरैकलोलुपाय ओम तेजभुञ्जघनाकाराय नमः। तेजभुञ्जघनाकाराय ओम तेजसामपि भासकाय नमः। ओम विनेयानां तेजःप्रदाय नमः। विनेयानां तेजःप्रदाय नमः। ओम तेजोमय निजाश्रमाय नमः। ओम दमितानंग संग्रामाय नमः। दमितानंग संग्रामाय ॐ दरहासजिताङ्गनाय नमः ॐ दयारससुधासिन्धवे नमः ॐ दरिद्रधनसेवदये नमः दरिद्रधनसेवदये ॐ क्षीरेन्दुस्फटिकाकाराय नमः ॐ क्षीरेन्दुमुकुटोज्ज्वलाय नमः ॐ क्षीरोपहाररसिकाय नमः क्षीरोपहाररसिकाय ॐ क्षिप्रैश्वर्यप्रदप्रदाय नमः क्षिप्रैश्वर्यप्रदप्रदाय ॐ नानाभरणमुग्धाङ्गाय नमः ॐ नारीसम्मोहनाकृतये नमः ॐ नादब्रह्मरसास्वादिने नमः ॐ नागभूषणभूषिताय नमः ॐ मूर्तिनिन्दितकन्दर्पाय नमः ॐ मूर्तामूर्तजगद्वपुषे नमः ॐ मूलाज्ञानतमोभानवे नमः ॐ मूर्तिमत्कल्पपादपाय नमः मूर्तिमत्कल्पपादपाय नमः ॐ तरुणादित्यसङ्काशाय नमः तरुणादित्यसङ्काशाय ॐ तन्त्रीवादनतत्पराय नमः ॐ तरुमूलैकनिलयाय नमः ॐ तप्तजाम्बूनदप्रभाय नमः ॐ तत्त्वपुस्तोलसत्पाणये नमः ॐ तपुनोडुपलोचनाय नमः ॐ यमसन्नुतसत्कीर्तये नमः ॐ यमसन्नुतसत्कीर्तये नमः ॐ यमसंयमसंयुताय नमः ॐ यमसंयमसंयुताय ॐ यतिरूपधराय मौनिने नमः ॐ यतीन्द्रोपास्य विग्रहाय नमः ॐ मन्दारहाररुचिराय नमः ॐ मदनायुतसुन्दराय नमः ॐ मन्दस्मितलसत्वक्त्राय नमः ॐ मन्दस्मितलसत्वक्त्राय नमः ॐ ॐ मधुराधरपल्लवाय नमः ॐ मञ्जीरमञ्जुपादाब्जाय नमः मञ्जीरमञ्जुपादाब्जाय ॐ मणिपट्टोलसत्कटये नमः मणिपट्टोलसत्कटये ॐ हस्ताङ्कुरितचिन्मुद्राय नमः कुरितचिन्मुद्राय नमः ॐ हठयोगपरोत्तमाय नमः ॐ हंसजप्याक्षमालाढ्याय नमः हंसजप्याक्षमालाढ्याय ॐ हंसजप्याक्षमालाढ्याय नमः हंसजप्याक्षमालाढ्याय ॐ हंसेद्राराध्यपादुकाय नमः हंसेद्वाराध्यपादुका ॐ मेरुशृङ्खतटोल्लासाय नमः मेरुशृङ्खतटोल्लासाय ॐ मेघश्याममनोहराय नमः ॐ मेधाङ्कुरालवालाग्र्याय नमः ॐ मेधाङ्कुरालवालाग्र्याय नमः मेधाङ्कुरालवालाग्र्याय नमः ॐ मेधापक्वफलद्रुमाय नमः मेधापक्वफलद्रुमाय ॐ धार्मिकान्तर्गुहावासाय नमः धार्मिकान्तर्गुहावासाय ॐ धर्ममार्गप्रवर्तकाय नमः ॐ धामत्रयनिजारामाय नमः ॐ धर्मोत्तममनोरथाय नमः ॐ प्रबोधोद्गारदीपश्रिये नमः ॐ प्रबोधोद्गारदीपश्रिये नमः ॐ प्रबोधोद्गारदीपश्रिये ॐ प्रकाशितजगत्र्याय नमः ॐ प्रकाशितजगत्र्याय ॐ प्रज्ञाचन्द्रशिलाचन्द्राय नमः प्रज्ञाचन्द्रशिलाचन्द्राय ॐ प्रज्ञामणिवराकराय नमः ॐ प्रज्ञामणिवराकराय ॐ ज्ञानान्तरभासात्मने नमः ॐ ज्ञातृज्ञादिविदूरगाय नमः ॐ ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैतदिव्यांगाय नमः ॐ ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैतदिव्यांग ॐ ज्ञातृज्ञातिकुलागताय नमः ज्ञातृज्ञातिकुलाग ॐ प्रपन्नपारिजाताग्र्याय नमः ॐ प्रपन्नपारिजात ॐ प्रणतार्थब्दिवाडवाय नमः प्रणवार्थाब्दिवाडवाय ॐ प्रणतार्थब्दिवाडवाय नमः ॐ प्रणतार्थब्दिवाडवाय ॐ भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः ॐ प्रपञ्चहितकारकाय नमः ॐ यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय ॐ यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय ॐ यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः ॐ यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः ॐ छत्राधिपतिविश्वेश्वाय नमः ॐ छत्राधिपतिविश्वेश्वाय नमः ॐ छत्तसामरसेविताय नमः ॐ छत्तसामरसेविताय नमः ॐ छन्दशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः ॐ छलजात्यादिदूरगाय नमः ॐ स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः ॐ स्वानुभूतिरसोदधये नमः ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय नमः ॐ स्वाराज्यसम्पद्ध्यक्षाय ॐ स्वात्माराममहामतये नमः स्वात्माराममहामतये ॐ हाटकाभजटाजूटाय नमः ॐ हाटकाभजटाजूटाय ॐ हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः ॐ हालाहलोज्ज्वलग्गलाय नमः Om Hardha Granthi Vimochakaya Namaha. Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha. Om Shri Dayananda Satguru Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Maheshananda Satgurave Namaha. Om. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukarastvandhakaro Vai Rukarastu Nivartakaha Andhakara Nirodhitvat Gururitya Vidhiyate Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vanda Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahehi. Om Shanti Shanti. So let's chant the Upanishad verse number 9 and then the Karika 19. Just those two. We'll focus on that. So first the Upanishad number 9. Jagrita Sthano. Jagrita Sthano Vaishwanaraha. Akara Prathama Matra. Aptiradimatvat Apnoti havai sarvan kaman Adishcha bhavati vatsa evam veda Adishcha bhavati. Then Karika number 19. Vishvasya atva vivakshayam Vishvasya atva vivakshayam Vishvasya atva vivakshayam Adisamanyam Utkatam Matra sampratipattau syat Apti samanyamevacha. Okay. So it'd be good to revise what we did last week because it's a tough verse and also an important concept that we were talking about last week. So a little bit of revision of that just to make sure you are very clear about it. So what we are doing here is to understand the importance of the word Om. That's really basically what, how can it help us? How can doing a meditation or a puja on a word help us? How can it help us? Just like how can doing a puja on a pratima like the Dakshinamurti, how can it help us? So in general, I think both the pratima, doing a puja, for a Vedantic student I'm talking about, so doing a puja on a pratima or chanting and understanding the meaning of the Om are similar. And how it can help us is to understand our nature as immortal. Right now we don't get it, because the way I look at my life, the way I look at myself, the whole thing, the things around me and myself, is very steeped in mortality. Mortality means, I'm just using a word, but means the whole thing, limitation. The fact that this is the only reality there is, and my life is ebbing away, and so I'm still holding on to a view that I am a limited person, slowly going away. I was born, and that kind of a thing. This is what it is. And so Vedanta says this is not true. You need to see that you have a goal in your life. You should have a goal in your life, to see that your nature is free of mortality. It is completely not even touched by it. Really, you were never born. Even while you think you are a human being, you are not just a human being. You are much more than that. Then you are really basically immortal. And so the question is, how do I see that? How do I know it? I have some shraddha towards the teaching, but I still don't get it. What is it that I need to do? So for that reason, a number of suggestions are made, and doing puja to a pratima is very useful for several reasons. One is that your mind is now tuned towards seeking immortality, and if your mind is, and also you verbally commit yourself to saying that I'm seeking immortality, please help me. And so Ishvara also is very much like, I saw that example from one of the acharyas, I forget where, beautiful example, that, for example, supposing there is a mother that has several children, 3 or 4 different children all running around, playing with the things and so on. And they are all hungry, they are waiting for dinner. And one of the kids comes up and says, "Mom, I cannot wait for dinner. How long is it going to take?" She says, "I'm not cooking, it'll take me about an hour or so." She says, "No, I can't wait for an hour. I am starving. I need something quickly." So she says, we don't give snacks in between meals, and you just have to wait. He says, "No, I cannot wait." You start crying. "I cannot wait." So the mom says, "Okay, I don't want to start a new rule in this house that whoever comes and just, begs for a snack. But I'll tell you what, here's a cookie. and you please go to your room and eat it and don't show it to anyone else. And because you are crying and so on and so forth, I'll give it to you. Is that okay? Not absolutely. Okay, she says okay. So doing puja is exactly like that. Because, all of us are desirous of immortality, whether we know it or not. Really, life is moving towards immortality, but unknowingly we don't know how to do it, what to do it, and in fact we don't even do it. We don't even seek immortality, even though our basic sense is that I want immortality, because it's by nature. And so nobody wants to die per se, and if they want to die, it's because this is something better than what it is now. So everybody is seeking mortality, but a person who says, I can't wait, okay, this is something which is very enticing, and I want to, what do I need to do? And so the Ishvara also says, okay, I'll help you, because everybody wants it, but you want it very, very, very urgently, therefore I will help you. How does Ishvara help? If one may ask, how does it help? Because Ishvara makes your mind turn towards yourself. Pure and simple. Because we are normally rejecting our own self. As we will see, this is exactly what it is. So seeking Ishvara is seeking the self. There is no difference. But we are pointed outwards, looking at things completely away from us, ignoring the very mahima, the beauty of the self. We don't know how to do it. So Ishvara helps the prayer by helping and saying, listen, you have it right there, and turn your mind towards it. So prayers actually help us to turn our mind towards ourselves and to appreciate the beauty of Ishvara. So the importance of Om is to understand and to repeat. If you repeat without understanding, you will get something out of it, no doubt. But if you were to understand what Om really is, then your effectiveness of repeating it is much more. Just like in a puja, there's a child can also be doing a puja, and an adult can be doing a puja, and a Vedantin can be doing a puja. So the puja remains the same. But what differentiates a child from a normal person to a Vedantin is the understanding. So similarly here also, the Om, the importance of Om is being revealed. And so this is what we are doing. So now, what is the importance of Om? So there we saw that the Om is a very appropriate name for Ishvara, because for the Atma, because it specifically addresses the completeness of our life, the waking state, the dream state, and the sleep state, and the fact that all three of these states are states. They are not swarupas, they are personalities. They are not the very person. The person is the turiya. To make that distinction, first you review your life in all of its manifestation, and you accurately log what is what. And then you see, is there something other than that? Yes. So this is the analysis of our life. which is very well captured in the name Om. So now we are dissecting it even more. And so here in verse number 9, as we saw, that the letter A, which constitutes one of the three letters of Om, A, U, Ma, represents the waking state. And all three letters have their own importance. All three of them have their own beauties. All three of them have their own reason for separately understanding each one of them. But the overall understanding will include the separate understanding of each one of them. But first we know the constituents, but then you don't just focus on the constituent per se. You may, but the overall sense of what Om represents is the appropriate understanding of the pratika called Om, which helps us to turn our attention and to appreciate the importance of ourselves, the sentient person. Because we don't understand. We say we are just sentient, so what? What's the big thing? It's a very big thing we need to understand. So towards that, it's looking at the importance of each one of these three portions, and the first one is A. So let's spend some more time reviewing it. This is an important verse. And here, none other than Gaudapada, who is he's the teacher's teacher of Shankara, has really explained this in a very beautiful manner. And it also requires a very experienced and a Mahapurusha like Swami Maheshanandji to extract the meaning in a way that is very understandable. And the more I study it, the more I say, wow, this is just amazing. This is the sequence that we have to follow. So here in verse number 9, Jagrita sthanaha vaishwanaraha akaraha prathama matra. So this is the first matra of the word Om. And we saw aptehe adimatvat prathama matra. How come you say, why is it so important? Because it is present everywhere. A is the sound which is present in all languages. Similarly, the akara is present everywhere. How? How is the Jagrita Sthana? What does you mean by akara? So this is being further explained by Gaudapada Acharya ji in Karika number 19. And he says now, Vishwasya Atva Vivakshayam. In the intended meaning of this Vivaksha, so Vivaksha means Vaktumichha. It means Vaktumichha. So this is an important word. So there is a construct in Sanskritam called Sananta. It is the suffix called san. So it converts the meaning of the dhatu, the verb, in a very special sense. It enhances it. So mumuksha. So mumuksha is an interesting thing. So moktumichha, desire to be free. So here look at this. Normal, every person is desiring to be free of problems. If you ever examine every minute of our life, Really what we want is, we don't want any problems. We want to be just free of problems. It is constant. Even when you are free of problems, you are still looking to make sure that you stay free of problems. And then problems come and you say, oh, let me get rid of it. And so this is a normal ichcha. Mumuksha is a special sananta. Mumuksha means to understand the nature of the problem and to take adequate steps urgently to get rid of the problems is called mumuksha. So mumukshu means, one, everybody is a general mumukshu. We are all the same. But the one who actually focuses on the very element of it. Because we are like sleepwalking. We're not quite understanding what is happening in our life. But if we are able to sort of focus in on it, close our eyes and look at it and say, okay, this is what it is. How do I get rid of this? Then that is what is called mumuksha. Okay? So the sananta is a very special enhancer for converting a normal something into something very special. So also vaktumichcha is called vivaksha. So vaktumichcha means that the intended meaning has to be conveyed behind what is being talked of. You can talk in general. But it may not mean much. Swami Maheshanji gives the example that, if you look at the politicians generally in the election time, they can talk for hours. Hours they'll talk. What is the content of it? You don't have any idea what it is. He gives another very beautiful example. He says, there was a Vedantic Pandit, one who is very well read person. He knows Shastra. He's a Shastrik person. So one time he said, I was visiting him, and he was teaching a Jain sadhu Vedanta. So I said, after when I was visiting him, and I said, I don't understand, why are you teaching Vedanta to this Jain sadhu? Because he repeated, he says, their understanding is very different from each other. Jains have a different idea. They have some common idea, but they have a very different idea of the Atma is, all Atmas are separate, etc., etc. They have some funny idea. So he says, on one hand, you know very well that this is not the same. And then on the other hand, you are spending a lot of time teaching this guy. I don't get it. This is a content. So he said, Swamiji, you don't understand. He's a very nice person. When I teach him, I know very well he's not going to understand anything. Okay? So, he never goes into any depth or anything like this. We talk in general terms. I am absolutely sure he's not going to get it. And so, I am very secure. So, this is not vivaksha. See, this is an interesting thing. Vaktum ichcha, vivaksha means that you make the person see the intent of what we are saying. This is called vivaksha. So this is the word vivaksha. So he says now, Vishwasya Atva Vivakshayam. For the Vishwa means the waker, you and I as a human being. As a human being here, Vishwa is called a human, in this case a being, so here case a human being. The reason to focus on the for the human being is this. And Adi Samanyas Utkatam. So we will go into that in a little bit more detail, but just to revise now, what is talked about is Attva. Attva means the understanding of negation is called Attva. Means, so here is used in different senses. As you know, in Sanskrit is negation, right? So jnanam, ajnanam. Okay. Now here the what is pointed out by Swami Maheshananji is ajnanam doesn't mean the absence of jnanam. Because he gave this beautiful example that supposing you take a brick and you start teaching, say this fellow is just, he doesn't understand anything that I'm saying. That's useless. That's not the right understanding of ajnanam. The true meaning of ajnanam is the way you look at it is not correct. There is some jnanam, but you have an erroneous notion of it. So to correct that is the usage of the word So get this, see this, the continuity of this. So means the correction of the mistake. And in this sense, what is the correction of the mistake? This is, if we can see this, and if we can follow through with our understanding, it'll be great, it'll be wonderful. So there, as you remember from last week, the example of the heat of the fire was given. And the example of the heat of the fire is that even though the appearance of heat is in various things, water can be hot. It can be so hot it will scald you. Metal can be very hot. Different things can be hot. But there is only one source of heat, which is fire. This one should understand. And so you can even construct that if there is a child, he or she doesn't understand that there is a single source of heat, but pretty soon you understand that. It's not to say that you don't utilize the heat of the water or metal or anything like this, but as an understanding that there is only one thing which is intrinsically hot. Water can be hot, but it's not intrinsically hot because water is naturally cool. We know that. So here now, the understanding for the Vishwa, for the Attva. Attva means the sense of negation. See, Attva means the sense of negation. That would be a good translation. So, just to give you the complete English translation of the first quarter, Vishwasya Attva Vivakshayam, in the sense of conveying the meaning. Vivakshayam mean in the sense, I think it is the 6th or 7th case, in the sense of conveying the true meaning of negation for the human being. Let's see what Swamiji says. See, this is is going much beyond what Swami Paramarthananda had said here, because this is a great commentary over several. He's just given a simple translation. So he's saying, while relating to the letters, when Vishwa is to be identified with this is a simple translation, which is not wrong, but it is doesn't bring out the very substance of it. So the translation of the first quarter is Vishwasya Atva Vivakshaya, means in the intent of conveying the meaning of negation for a human being, for Vishwa. Then some other things are conveyed. The question is, what do you mean by it? Why should I be interested in it? What does it do for me? So he says, don't say that. This is a very important thing. I mean, you can, that's the question. So here, our job is to clearly understand that there is only one source of sentience, which is Ishvara. Just like we know there is only one source of heat, which is fire, and there it is easy to understand and not necessary for you to repeat, but you behave intelligently. So, for example, if the water is hot, then you know that something has to be kept heating it. If you switch off the stove, then the water will become cold. So you know all of this. You know that the source of fire is the source of heat is the fire. Here, the lack of knowledge that there is a single source of sentience, which is Ishvara, makes a huge difference and makes a huge problem for me. The ignorance is what converts my immortality to mortality. Because sentience is present everywhere. That means Ishvara is present everywhere. That means there is very little difference between us. That means that I do not isolate sentience just to myself. I find that sentience has no border. Sentience is really Ishvara. And in fact, what it means is, in reality, you and I are not real. Only Ishvara is real. Just like there is no such thing as a room space. It is just space. Similarly here, to see the negation of different things and to see that it is nothing but one thing is what is intended by the 9th verse. Jagrita sthanaha vaishvanaraha akaraha prathama matra. And he further explains, beautiful, that Vishwasya Atva Vivakshaya. What is the Vivaksha? What is the reason for saying this? is that I hope that the human being can understand that the isolation is to be negated by an understanding that really speaking, Brahman and Ishvara are the very basis of the entire life, present everywhere. And what happens is that I don't know that. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I need to get it. This is what progress, spiritual progress means. And so this is the reason why the Omkara is so important. Because the constituent of Om, and so this will be happening in all the three words. This is just one word for the time being, one letter for the time being, which is A. That the Attvam means that I need to see. And so what it means is that my sentience, my consciousness is not subject to time. It is not subject to space. It is not subject to any one thing. It is in fact the very basis of the whole creation. So when we say, where is Ishvara? Where is Ishvara? I fail to see it. That my sense, my sentience, my reality is nothing but Ishvara. This is the usefulness of understanding Om. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long, it's going to slowly turn me towards seeing this. This will be discussed a little bit more. The fact that it takes a little while for me to see this. Okay, so let's continue on this. So, in order to clarify how the Attvam, the Vivaksha for the Attvam, how to clarify, now the second part of the line is given, which is Adi Samanyam Utkatam. Adi Samanyam Utkatam. Now this has two elements to it. One is Adi Samanyam and the other one is Utkatam. So we would look at both of them separately. Okay. So Adi Samanyam, the normal translation will be the similarity of primacy. We'll look at Swami Paramarthananda's example or translation. He says, the whole English word is, while relating to the letters, when Vishwa is to be identified with a similarity of primacy as well as the similarity of all pervasiveness becomes evident. Correct. But how is the way that all these commentaries are being given? So he says, in the sense of clarifying what is the Attvam for the Vishwa, Adi Samanyam and Utkatam is being talked about. So now let us focus on what is Adi Samanyam and what is Utkatam. Okay. So let's look at Adi Samanyam. So Adi Samanyam means, and so here the process of slowly understanding that the only source of sentience is Ishvara, only sentience is Brahman, and the implication of that really the sentience is the very basis of life, which is everywhere. Just like space is everywhere, it is the very presence of the whole experience. This comes slowly. And so for clarifying that, Adi Samanyam is being given. So let's look at that. So he says, here's what happens. When you are dreaming, there is a thing called which will be leftover vasanas. Leftover vasanas. So the word vasana here means for example, supposing you're washing your hands with onions or garlic, even supposing you're cutting garlic and an onion, even after you wash it, there is still something left over. So this is what is called vasana. Okay? Now, the dream is a vasana of your leftover impressions in Jagrat Avastha. Clear? In that manner, this is how it is. It's some things are still unprocessed. You find it rather painful and so on and so forth, and so you process it in a different way through the dream. This is what happens. So here's the concept that there is a vasana left over from previous experience. This is the concept that we should be talked about. So now, what needs to happen is, there is a vasana of your false knowledge. False knowledge is that I am separate from everyone, don't know where Ishvara is, and sentiency to me is my property. This is the false knowledge. This is the erroneous knowledge. So the elements of the erroneous knowledge is that I am someone that enjoys sentience, and I did not enjoy sentience before I was born. And when I die, my sentience and I will be separated. And everybody else has a separate sentience. I have nothing to do with them. And where Ishvara is, I have no idea. This is the present knowledge. And all of my life is permeated with this knowledge. Okay? Then we are told, no, not correct. Not correct. Please appreciate that, really speaking, there is nothing but Brahman alone, nothing but Ishvara. Even your thoughts are nothing but Brahman plus some upadhi. Even objects that you see through your eyes are also nothing but Brahman plus some seeing upadhi. Just like you have different waves and different forms in the water, it is just basically water. It is nothing but Brahman alone, which is Ishvara. So the sentient alone is the reality, and there is only one sentience. This is what is being talked about in Vedanta. This being the case, what happens is, now the vasanas of the ajnanam will continue. See, this is the concept. Concept is that this is not going to go right away. So if you wanted to still smell onions and garlic, it will take a little while. Several washings, and you have to maybe put some other things and so on and so forth, and it will take a little while. So abhyasa, practice, repeatedly looking at it, because your mind comes back and it says, you know, that's okay, but still I don't see I still have a lot of problems. This is how it's going to be. So this is what is called, a lot of vasanas would have to be removed. And I think I told you this, that at first I didn't quite appreciate Swami Chinmayanandaji's importance of the V in the vasanas. But it took me a while to see that he was right. I think he overstated that a little bit, because many of his Chinmaya Mission students, for example, they say, you know, I'm just exhausting my vasanas. So they overstated, because you have to, you will say, well, you know, I'm enjoying life. This is all my vasanas. Not correct. That part is not correct. So even though I think the way Swami Chinmayananda presented the V in the middle of Om and the BMI chart and so on, overstated it a little bit. Anyway, that's a separate thing. But this is an importance of vasanas, that old habits don't go easily, and you have to practice on it. And so it just means, so therefore, there is samanyam in all three phases, from Jagrat to Sushupti, Jagrat to Swapna, and from Swapna also to Sushupti. What is the samanyam of Sushupti and Swapna? Not knowing the truth is the commonality. There is some vasanas for that also. Anyway, I think that we will not go into all the details about that. There's a lot much more explanation given. But it means that the vivaksha of attva, the vivaksha, the intended meaning of the negation, will go slowly. What it means is that you have to be very clear about it at first, and then keep that in front of you in all of your transactions and all of your experiences. So it starts to soften up your understanding, and it becomes an iterative process. The more you soften up your transactions with others, knowing that you and I are one and the same thing, the more you soften up that interaction, the more your clarity grows. And the more your clarity grows, your softening becomes better. And slowly you find that life does not really have the same hardness towards you as you had before. This is the process. So this is what is called Adi Samanyam. So means that this is the primacy. The primacy means that there is a process involved of getting rid of the vasanas. Abhyasa. So this is the Adi Samanyam. Now we come to Sputam. Utkatam. Okay. This is rather subtle points here that Swami Maheshananji is given, and we need to just slowly understand it. It may not happen right away, but beautiful. Utkatam means, Swamiji he spends quite a bit of time. He says, in Hindi he says, अत्यंत विलक्षणा या अद्भुत चीज को उत्कट कहते हैं. So in English it means utkatam can be simply means clarity, right? Becomes syad utkatam means becomes evident, as Swami Paramarthananda has taken. Becomes clear, becomes evident. Here, Swami Paramarthananda takes a very different view of the word utkatam. Utkatam means something amazing. Not just clear, which is, you can take that if you want to. But utkatam is used, he says that in the Shastra, the word utkatam is reserved for something amazing. And so from that standpoint, we'll discuss the amazingness in a minute, but from that standpoint, the Vishwa, the human being in the Jagrat Avastha, should understand the amazingness of the creation, which you cannot do in the Swapna Avastha or Sushupti Avastha. And so here it means that for a human being who wants to understand Ishvara's presence, you need to train your mind to understand the amazingness of the creation. And he says, it is just, you need, this is what he's saying is that for you to love Ishvara, because to understand Ishvara is to love Ishvara, and to love Ishvara is to understand Ishvara. Swami Maheshananji gives a very beautiful example. He says that suppose there are two people. One of them is your son, the other one is his friend that you have no connection with. One of them is your son. Now, supposing they are both misbehaving, they did something wrong and they, came in very late and they got a parking ticket, they keep on getting, whatever, something not right. Swamiji says, here's what happens. For the person who is not connected to you, you don't have any sense of understanding how it had happened. But for your son, who you love very much, is very close to you, you really sort of try to understand, how did you do this? You just got a parking ticket the other day. You keep doing this again and again. I want to understand what's wrong. Don't you think? You're not going to have this conversation with your son's friend, because they've got their own parents and let them do that. But your son who you love, you want to understand his thinking. Similarly, he says, exactly the same thing is true, that you cannot understand Ishvara until you develop a sense of love for Ishvara. And you cannot develop a sense of love for the Ishvara until you start understanding him. So it's an iterative process. So this closeness of your Ishvara will come slowly. But the more you understand, and a key part of understanding Ishvara is to see the amazingness of the creation. He gives so many examples on this, and this we can spend days on looking at it. He says, imagine how the mother and father, how they create life. How through a small embryo, this huge person, he says, Swamiji says that right now there is a little embryo, and in 15 years later that embryo says, Dad, you don't understand. How did that happen? This fellow says, Dad, you won't get it. Okay, you don't understand. This iPhone is beyond you. Let me show you how to do this. He says, is this not a wonder? He says, oh no, life is born, it's okay. He gives a very interesting example. He says, do you know that in order to create the whitest of the cotton, the earth color has to be totally black. They say there are some regions in Gujarat and elsewhere also in Egypt and so on and so forth, where the best cotton is grown in clay and earth which is so dark. He says, what a wonder, that from the darkest comes the whitest. So many examples. So anyway, what he says is that please, as you reflect upon the beauty of the creation, reflect on the amazingness of it. Imagine how, it's everywhere, really, it's true. That, for example, the solidity of that is nothing to do with solidity of the material, it has to do with the repelling forces. Because 99.9% of this is completely is space. So when your hand touches it, what are the chances that the 0.0001% touches the 0.000? Nothing. But there is some magnetic forces. The whole creation is just amazing. And the more you appreciate it, the more you turn your mind towards the appreciation of the amazingness, the better off you will, the faster you will be in understanding that there is a single source of sentience. This is the meaning of the word So that's what he's saying. This is what is called utkatam. Utkatam means it is something very, very amazing, not just clear. It goes into a lot of details about that. In Hindi he says, जिसके साथ प्रेम होता है उसको तुम हमेशा समझना चाहते हो. That whoever you love, that is the example I gave about the sun. That you care about a person, you want to understand how to make that person happy. And so therefore to develop a close relationship, bhakti, this is the very reason for the bhakti. Bhakti means that you appreciate the person. Swami Dayanand used to give this example, I think I've given it to you before, that if Einstein were to come and give some kind of a lecture for an hour and a half and so on, you are supposed to introduce you cannot just say this is a great scientist and so on. Another scientist who understands how great Einstein is appropriate to introduce him. So similarly here also, we have to elevate our minds to really appreciate not only just the beauty, but the amazingness of it. That's the meaning of the word utkatam that he is given. In Hindi he says, Atma Tattva Anusandhan राग अनुराग भक्ति है. हम परमात्मा को समझना नहीं चाहते, हम केवल परमेश्वर की अचिंत्य शक्ति को सोचकर विचार करें. Beautiful. He says, please, not just normal bhakti, hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram, but to understand how this amazing creation is being created, and how Ishvara is winking at us, laughing slowly with us, to make sure that each one of us progresses towards our basic immortality. And for us to see that, an understanding of the beauty and the very amazingness of the creation is very necessary. So that's what he is talking about, the Attvam Vivaksha, Vishwasya Attva Vivakshayam. So I won't even go any further, so just on that. Vishwasya Attva Vivakshayam Adi Samanyam Utkatam Matra Sampratipattau Syat. Matra Sampratipattau Syat means it's the same, that for in terms of relating to the letters, which is correct, in order to in understanding the importance of the in Om. In order to do that, here is what you need to do. Here's what is the intended meaning of that. So this is the explanation for the Karika, for the verse itself. Very beautiful. So we'll stop at that and spend some time just discussing any questions that you may have. Om Swasti Prajipalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Kshesho Yamsho Varahitaha Samana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Yes.
You talked about vasanas, right? Is vasanas the same as karma phala?
So vasanas result in karma phalam. They may result in karma phalam. So there is a connection between what was done at a point in time and some result as a result of that at a later point in time. So this is what is called adrishta phalam. So all the karma phalam have two components, as you know, which is drishta phalam, immediate, and also the later one. So the vasanas is not the same as karma phalam, but they have similar phenomena. Phenomena means that there is something that allows your thoughts to be stored in the cloud. And so even if you were to change bodies, for example, Supposing you are, you've given up this life and you've taken up another life, but your vasanas will continue with you until they're addressed or exhausted. But they may have some karma phala. They may result in some karma phala. So they are similar but not exactly the same, in that reason. Yeah.
So on just the topic of asanas, could you also understand it as you keep doing certain type of actions, it becomes a habit, and you start doing the same kind of action?
Yeah.
And then obviously, in the next
Yeah, I
life
think
or-
so. I think so. Yeah, they are all in the same general category. That you have some stored force that allows you to continue doing it, even though you may want to do something different, but your habits continue with that. So yes.
The words tattva, sattva, and attva has a similarity. I mean, not similarity, but there is a common root of.
So tva means the sense. So that is a. So when you say tattva, so that is composed of tat and tva. So tva means the generic form of something. So the very sense of it is what is called tva. So atva means the sense of the word sattva means the very sense of truth, and etc. Yeah. So the suffix tva brings a generic sense of the root itself. Yeah. Yes.
So you mentioned about feeling amazement
Mm-hmm.
with this creation, but other aspect is that he is Purna, Satyam Jnanam Ananta,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need all this creation, and yet he creates it and then dissolves it, and I mean, what for?
Yeah. So you and I can have some fun. Yeah, it's
It is such a puzzle. I mean, why like understanding your son, but why then? What is the?
so. What is said is in our Shastra that what is much more relevant than why. Okay, if you analyze the word why, really it has no real consequence except for if you doubt the what. The only reason the why becomes relevant to us and is important for us, the importance of the reason why is only because we doubt if it is possible. So therefore, Purnatvam, as you say, is the what. Okay? So if you doubt Purnatvam, then the questions of why will come. Why this, why that, and so on. But so what is the result of this whole analysis is, don't waste your time chasing the why. Spend your energies in understanding the what. So, for example, it is very useful to say that fire is hot. It is useless to say why is fire hot. You'll never get an answer to that. Things are what they are. And so the only question, and so what happens is that the crossover between why and what creates a problem. So So ask yourself, am I asking why? This is a dark alley that is not going to lead anywhere. It is much better, as Swami Viditatmananda also said, that if Gautama Buddha didn't said that, he says that if a person got hit by an arrow, the main thing that you should do is not to say, why did this happen to me? Who could have done this to me? And the person says, listen, we want to call 911 because you've been shot. He says, no, that can wait. I want to understand, why did this happen to me at this time? So the why, the chasing of why is ultimately useless. You can have some specific reason for why, that why is a person behaving this way. And so you can get to the bottom of it and so on. And this is a very important thing. We'll discuss this in great detail some other time. So this is what is called anirvachaniyam. Maya is anirvachaniyam. You can never completely understand the why of Maya. Never. And the interesting thing is, you don't need to understand the why of Maya. See, the why of Maya is only important if you doubt that you can be totally free. You have Purnatvam. But if that is not the case, then the why can never be approached, and there's not need to be approached. Anyway, so that's what, yeah.
Isn't the vasana, I just continue on that one, is a unfulfillment of desire?
No, I mean, yes, in a way, unfulfillment of desire, but the question is, how? You see, how did that come about? So the thing is that desires can be fresh, you know, then this is what happens, that you come across something that you didn't know before, but now you say, wow, this is good, I need to have that. So you never, that is one kind of a thing. Or you have some tendency to do things which is different from what you really want to do. You want to study, in the meantime you say, no, I can study that later on, let me just enjoy this movie. I'm just giving an example. So there it is nothing new, but it's unfulfilled desires from the past. So that's a vasana in that sense, yeah.
Share of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe getting ahead of myself here.
No.
So in the first half, there was reference to 4 padas, right? But so far in the second half, starting verse 8, we've only discussed the avu and ma, which are the 3 padas. Right?
Correct.
There seems to be something implicit, or?
No, so we have, do you know how much more we have to do?
Okay, that's why I thought I may be getting my, okay.
Yeah. No, so I think that this is the classical method used in the Shastra, where before to see what it is, what you are, you should see clearly what you are not. And in fact, if you see clearly what you're not, you don't have to think about what you are, because it will become very clear to you anyway. So all of that will come. So basically the Karika, if you look at these, the Karika, so it has 4 different prakaranas. So the first one that we are doing is what is called Agama Prakarana. So the Agama Prakarana is the thinking of your life based strictly on the lessons of Mandukya Upanishad. So Agama means Asamantat Gamanam means Agama, one which is, so it's called Vedas. So what Vedas have given is called Agama. So the first Prakarana is based on Dasti Mandukya. Then that Mandukya is only 12 verses and it's gone. Now you're left on to yourself because you're still not clear. So then there are different ones. There's the Advaita Prakaranam, then Vaithatya Prakaranam and Alata Shanti Prakaranam. All of that will be to clarify the fourth one. So there's much more to come. At this rate, I don't know how long. This might take us about 6 years. I mean, I've spent 2 classes just on one verse.
That's great.
So, I don't know. This is the way it is, whatever this happens to. Yeah.
Actually, I have an announcement if all the questions.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're having, next week, we're having the cultural show for the youth. And next Saturday, on the 10th of November, it's in the afternoon at 3 o'clock. And actually, we need some volunteers, some few people to help. We need to serve some samosas and some snacks after the show, and so if anybody is available to help to do that, we'd be very grateful. So you would be able to come? Yes.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
can just.
Yes, a few people would be helpful. And do come for the show because it's going to be very nice. Quite a few variety performances. We have some dance and some music performances. So it should be very enjoyable. I think everybody will like it.
Where is the show?
Here.
We have a class that morning, sir. We
Downstairs.
have a class that morning.
Class in the morning, yes. Class. Also, I sent you an email regarding this Ayurveda
Yes, sir.
for 17th, I think? 17th, so 2 Saturdays from now. And so we have, I think, about 75 spaces. And so far, I think we've only had 21 yeses. So I think what we're going to do is sign up for that. And if we don't have enough, then we're going to open it up to the entire AVC mail list. So if you have a chance, please. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be right here in Kerala Ayurveda. He's a good guy. I've gotten to know him a little bit on something that I'm consulting with him. It's helping. And
But there are 4 or 5 ideas there, sir.
Yeah,
4 or
but-
5 of them are there.
yeah, but the main person who will be talking to us will be Jayarajan,
Okay.
Dr. Jayarajan.
We meeting with Swami.
Swami Viditatmananda, yes. So he will be giving. And so anyway, you can do that as well. And on this variety show that Meera was talking about, this is a very interesting new initiative because unlike the adult-oriented Aim for Seva event, this will be something which will be done by children. And, this might become a template for many such things in the future. So I'm very happy that that's being given. Looking forward to it. So, okay.
Karen. Ayurveda. So you can record it, right?
I can record it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I won't be there. I was thinking about,
Bharat and I will be going to India
Oh,
on Wednesday till December 20.
I see.
So I'll be sending you the email.
Okay.
And we are going to go to the Rishikesh last time.
Okay.
Padmatmanandaji's elder brother who has the ashram in Baroda, Brahmatmanandaji,
Yeah.
he holds a shibir for 10 days in
I
Rishikesh
see.
ashram. So we'll be attending
Wonderful.
that. Yeah.
So nice.
And also he's going to be teaching the Drashya Vidika in Gujarat.
I see.
So we're pretty excited. First time going to the ashram.
Wonderful.
So I just wanted to
Great. Have a wonderful time. I'm happy to hear that.
They don't know what they're doing, but that will give them a practical thing. Because, witnessing something real, experience,
that's fine, but we are definitely finishing that.
Did you see the email?
Yeah.
That's from Jacob. So,
That's
that
one
one
would
would
have
have
come
come
from
from Seva Sir, 17th class is going to be what time, sir?
Which class, sorry?
The Ayurvedic thing?
That's from 3 to 5.
No, Ayurvedic is fine.
3 to 5.
I thought this class, I mean, they are going before that.
Okay.
In the morning, come and go back and come back.
I know.
This is stored.
I have the same thing. I'll also go back and then
Yeah,
come
I
back
know.
again.
Far away.
It's stored in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, you just copied it. That's the only way.
You
The
cannot.
one that they had connected up to the dock,
I think
for some reason it didn't work.
Other way.
So,
Very nice.
no, wait a second, I'm not sorry. They do use a projector. They use a projector, and it's put on a table.
See, what I do is I have
It's not, that must be.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Still have a young guy.
So 4 to 6 we got a back at 6 to 8. So if I can get an access to the projector.
Yeah, do you have anybody
I thought
What do you mean? Right now, right?
They are inviting a lot of families and so on. I'm not going to be there. But there is another race. I don't know what time it is.
You want me to set it up right now?
So if
No. We'll do it, right?
Yeah, that is good.
so you want to start at 4. So you have 2 different one is preparation,
So that means so starting 4 to 6 and 6 to 8.
6 to 7. Don't worry about it. What we do normally is we come through the main entrance. Conference room next to it. That's what we make the last week. It's a big function there, so we actually put on practice in that space outside.
You need to have a special, special training.
These are the spare key or extra?
I have a spare key.
I'll give it to you next week.
I want to give this because you know what happens is like these ones will come on my email. Okay, and Jacob puts his exclusively on his email.
Yeah, I saw a couple of keys in there.
Sorry?
I saw 2 keys in there. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Today she wanted that.
Yes, that's it.
You need a key also?
Well, I gave mine to Kumud.
Kumud.
Yeah, Kumuji has it, yeah.
Well, let her finish, huh? Do you need to keep it for anybody else? or
No.
Then I'll
But just make sure.
I'll return to you next week.
Yeah, I mean, I just need to keep track of it, that's all.
Yeah.
So, Shastri,
But now it's
Okay.
So I think
down here.
the upshot is it'll be difficult for me to try to find out.
No problem.
I think we better make our own arrangements.
Yes, yeah, they must have taken it away.
We function to orientate.
I'm not sure what time that is.
The normal class, I guess.
No, there's no class tomorrow. And instead there is a kind of like a public function,
Okay.
which they're inviting spouses for it and so on. I'm not sure where it's going to be held and at what time. I have the invitation, I can look into it. I'm not going to be there.
I see.
That's why I wasn't interested.
Fortunately, I can't.
But be aware of certain potential conflicts.
Sure, no, yeah, the thing is, once they come into the building, we just find a space to do what we need to do.
I think so.
We go, so it's not a problem at all, we'll manage, that's what
Okay.
it is. After 6 o'clock, we
TV
will
shows there,
get,
you can project on.
yeah, after 6, we'll get access to that hall.
Yeah.
So what we want
I
to do
got
is we
that.
want to project it
I did.
and practice
And
with
he
it.
said yes.
Yeah.
By the way, your granddaughters are going to send some slides.
Because
Yes,
they-
their mother, my
daughter-in-law is going
daughter-in-law,
to her family
she sent an email because she's, she and my son are both in Monterey on some events. And my granddaughters are staying with us there. So they won't come back until Monday.
Okay, that's fine, no problem.
And she said that Monday or Tuesday we will send the slides.
That's good.
Within about 3 or 4 slides.
So it's about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Less than.
Good, good. It's a very packed program right now.
Yeah,
They're already 1 hour, but it's.
I see. No, it'll be very, very short.
Okay.
They will just basically show a couple of slides.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. No, good, good. That will be very valuable because we're going to be interviewing Kaveri also, so I think.
Excellent.
We did one rehearsal, very moving and very touching, so we thought we should do that. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
I have one kid dressed as Puja Swami, so this kid, it's
Wonderful.
kid, so we'll see how it goes.
Looks excellent.
Yeah, we've been putting a lot of effort into it.
Ah, it's very obvious. Okay.
You must have her. She's not the one who comes in the ashram.
Yeah, she comes from Oregon. She teaches in
Oh
Oregon.
no, I don't know.
In Oregon?
No, no, here. Oh, Sally's.
Girls are very nice.
Oh, just now.
Yeah, just now.
Let's go and see.
Oh, you know, I was no, that's different. That's good. I thought she came.
She's also very good. She's very good. She came here once.
Yes. She's very good. So I was kind of.
Yeah, and I heard about the microphones.
Yeah,
So can you make do it?
So we teach Okay, so what Madhu was suggesting is so we'll take our speakers. Okay. And connect those microphones and speakers.
The second speaker doesn't work?
No, it works.
So the second speaker, this week we came here on Wednesday. And the one speaker was working downstairs.
I said, but my mother said that the ADI can fix it. Kalyana is the person who can fix the second and the second one. That actually no problem. But the music performance, the teacher is asking for the music performance. Singing style. This will be 20 kids who will sing off the 7 will sing on the front. So we need a 45, that'll be a violin, player, and then tabla.
At the same time.
See, so it's a performance, right? So they will sing that Bharatanatyam song first.
See, that's, we tried to clarify this last time on Wednesday. There will be sound.
Okay, she's come to Rishikesh.
It sounds like both microphones, the musicians and five for the other.
So I don't know how much it was. I asked, that's what I
She
did.
said Sami Karma
But because
or
of
something,
some issue, I think it was
not him exactly, but
so long
somebody
as the
else.
violin, but so I sent to email.
Oh, his brother.
taking selected
So she can break up 5 microphones that are mixed.
I see some
They
pictures.
are so the music.
So division is.
Skit and anything else, you can use the
Big sisters. Okay, that's fine. And that way, yeah, good. I think that's my
So then all the required cost.
So we need to get going to see the check. Website.
Yeah. But as far as the stage is concerned, let's go and have, we can move that thing in the back.
That's what we're gonna do, at new stages. Is what I was saying, what almost done. The background take the big answers.
Yeah,
But
now
it's
you're
a pressure
saying,
though.
now you're saying it's 20 people.
No, that's what music perform. They just be sitting, that's okay. See, sitting is not a problem. Only when.
Jumping.
Yeah.
5 plus musicians or just 5 will be at that time.
That's it.
The musicians are separate, because they're playing music on the background.
Yeah, they're playing music in the back. They won't be live
Not
musicians.
live.
No live musicians.
Okay, so then basically we're gonna split 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Hardly musicians.
The problem is already had.
Well, they crash most.
I didn't know.
I heard that this week also, yesterday or so. But, yeah, we need to just finish one. Then we'll go down. I was thinking that let's go there and see if the Wi-Fi
Yeah,
is
that's what I'm
the
saying.
existing one,
Yeah.
because I don't think we need to use their
Well,
Wi-Fi.
we can,
If
what
not,
what do you mean by that? Oh, ours won't work on that.
so that's the question. If it works, then we're going to do it. But then,
Yeah, but we can ask, and then we need to.
I think it takes by itself. It's turning it on. Yeah.
I'll turn it on and I'll go sit in the back because since I will be doing early, I don't want to disturb.
So, Mavo, I think.
I think so. Setting?
No, just the Mavo. I think one of the problems is it's so slow that it takes a while.
While, yeah.
So I don't know whether it has to be reconnected. That I don't know. Who is still there?
Left. Let me
I
check.
think Chola is out there.
Yeah, Chola is still there. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on. The blue light has come on, so it's working.
Okay. It's on, I
Yes,
think.
sir.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Takes time.
Yeah, that's right. Ramanand also knows.
Oh, okay. Sorry.